The miracle of Sankirtan is that no matter how you feel or what's going on externally, if you maintain that consciousness that it is my duty to distribute these books for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure and for my Gurudev's pleasure, and if you beg Krishna to please allow me to share this knowledge, even if I can't fully myself realize it at this time, at least let me allow others the chance to have it, then Krishna does reciprocate by allowing you to have such amazing exchanges with people where you actually see that they've experienced a miracle by receiving Srila Prabhupada's books.
Kai and myself, we distributed books in a car park for the Mad Butcher and Liquorland, and there I was amazed because I got to see people walking into these shops and walking out with whole carcasses and crates full of liquor, and then on the way out they were also buying Srila Prabhupada's books. So to me this was a miracle because I could see that these people were performing such sinful activities, but still by Lord Chaitanya's mercy they were being saved.
The miracle that I felt this time was the last day. I was really tired, and I was thinking that I probably wouldn't be able to do books because we had done long hours the 2 days before. And I was thinking to tell my Sankirtan partner that maybe you'll have to do the score today. I'm feeling pretty out of it. I might have to just sit in the van and rest. But I had some books in my bag, so I thought I might as well try. And then something happened. In 10 minutes, people took books from me. I generally don't distribute books like boom, boom, boom. But people took books from me, and 4 books went out in 10 minutes. I could just go on, and I forgot my pain. My body wasn't so much pain, but it just everything went away.
All glories to thee, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Padam Jayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan. All glories to thee, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Padam Jayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan.
The miracle of Sankirtan is that through it comes the causeless ocean of mercy that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The miracle is that someone like myself, coming straight off the streets, having indulged in smoking cigarettes and taking intoxication, drugs and alcohol, can immediately be engaged in something so high as giving Krishna to others. Sharing knowledge, most confidential knowledge. Where it is truly that we can repose all our loving propensities, find the reciprocation that we've been looking for in so many lifetimes.
If we're not spreading Lord Chaitanya's mission and spreading Krishna's glories and sharing Srila Prabhupada's books with others, then it's like we're keeping something so special, like the perfection of life, to ourselves, and that's actually not what we're meant to be doing. It is our duty to actually go out and share with as many people and get as many people in contact with Krishna as possible, and that is actually the highest taste.
This year we really tried to do the book table every day, and in order to have a regular presence on Queen Street. And I think the real miracle was realizing that if we just showed up every day, then really Lord Chaitanya just took over the table. We distributed a set off of Queen Street to somebody who'd never been to the loft, only just read a couple of the books that he took from us earlier in the marathon.
You're not alone on the street. You always have your spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, and the members of the Panchatattva are always with you. I was approaching people with so much enthusiasm. I just felt like I was accompanied by a huge Harinam party behind me, and they were all singing and dancing, and they were all so happy, and they were encouraging the soul that I was talking to, come on, join us, So I was feeling very enlivened, as if I was backed up by some huge force.
All glories to thee, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Paramvidayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan. All glories to thee, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Paramvidayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan.
It's really nice to be part of a team. I think I was most inspired by everyone, seeing myself how difficult it was to go out and then seeing that everyone else was giving so much more. That was, very inspiring.
This marathon, I tried to go out every day for 10 minutes, and what I found to be quite miraculous was that though I did so many other things during the day, every day during the marathon, those 10 minutes were definitely, they made the day worthwhile. They gave value to my life. I really made progress that day just from that small effort of standing on the street and trying to stop a few souls with some books in my hand.
This marathon was pretty difficult, but I was determined to keep on going out. And the last day of the marathon, me and Larissa did as a pair in Waikanai, and we met so many special people who got books, who were so ready to hear about Krishna. And this proved to me that Krishna really wants to use us. He's just waiting for us to prove that we want to be there as well.
I met one person that really reminded me so much of myself before Krishna consciousness, and Krishna gifted me one moment where I could really reflect on the miracle that I had been living and what this guy was about to walk into. And it's amazing to think that a whole marathon can be spent for just one miracle, and that's success in itself.
Year after year after year, I'm still being engaged in this service. That is a miracle, because in material life, generally, when you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're always looking for a change. Looking back at my past history, I was so against religion and God in so many ways, very rebellious. But Lord Chaitanya has transcendental sense of humor now is enabling me to proselytize books about God on the street for many years. If everyone just has the enthusiasm, the patience and the confidence to stick it out in the Sankirtan fire, then you will see miracles within yourself. You will see yourself change, you will see desires change, and you'll see other people who you come in contact with change.
All glories to thee, Shri Krishna Sankirtan, Paramvidayate, Shri Krishna Sankirtan.
The words of a pure devotee can touch and change people's hearts. Jack had had a car crash a little while ago and gone to see a physio, and the physio said that your body won't heal until you're feeling alright up here, pointing to his head, and consequently gave him the Hiding in Unnatural Happiness to read. He read it and was very deeply intrigued. He wanted to know more. Then, as if by some miraculous prearrangement, he found what he was looking for in a warehouse car park and gave $50 for a stack of books.
Something that I had small glimpses of while I was in the marathon was that Krishna continues to work miracles the whole time we're on the street, even if it appears to us that he's turned the tap off. If books are not going out but we're leaving people with a good impression, then that's Sankirtan. That impression will stay with them. If we're inviting them to an outreach centre, that is Sankirtan, and it might be exactly what that person needs at that time for the next step in their journey. If we can try to see past our conditioning and remember that Krishna is utilising us at every moment just as he wishes, and to remind ourselves of the great privilege and honour that we have of being able to engage in this service, then we can relish the Sankirtan at all times, even when the tap appears to be off, because Lord Chaitanya's mercy is flowing intricately and eternally.
The miracle of Sankirtan is that before you go on books, everybody has a different mood. Like, some people are, they want to go out and others don't, and are like a bit mental. But when you come back from Sankirtan, nobody's ever mental, like everybody is always blissful.
The miracle of Sankirtan is that we get the opportunity to practice pure devotional service, even though we may not be on that level. We have a chance to tolerate, we have a chance to practice humility, we have a chance to honor all living entities. This progresses us, propels us forward in Krishna consciousness, and miraculously puts us on the transcendental platform.
I was in Alexandra and I met Shane. So I stopped him. He was a tall, skinny farmer. I just presented the book and he started talking about Riverton Market. It turns out he'd got a book from a devotee in Riverton Market, which was Kunja Mandana. And he got the, I think, SSR, Science of Self-Realization, and Bhagavad Gita from her. And he'd been reading the Bhagavad Gita. And so whenever he eats meat, he's thinking to himself, animal has had to give up their life for him to eat that meat. And I was really amazed because at his age, being a farmer, being brought up in that way, that he's actually thinking. So you can see these books are actually changing people's, perceptions, their minds, their lives, everything. He got a Bhagavatam from me and I taught him how to chant the mantra, which he was really happy about. He was so ecstatic.
The marathon was a miracle marathon because every situation that I was in which I thought, it's impossible to distribute books in this situation. For example, one afternoon in Taupo, a thunderstorm struck and I thought, how am I going to distribute books in this quiet little town after 3 o'clock? But the whole day I was meditating on pleasing the Parampara, and Krishna was just pumping out the books even in such unlikely positions. I was thinking, it's impossible, how can I attract people to these books? But I didn't have to. I realized Krishna does that from within the heart. All I had to do was stop them, put the book in their hand, and so many people were taking.
People are suffering so much and they think they're all good. But you have the cure, I have the cure as we read. And once I can get past my mind and myself, then I have the chance to make their life have value and meaning.
I went out almost every day after the cafe was closed. And Krishna allowed me to have so much fun. I met a lot of nice people. I spread Krishna consciousness, giving a lot of books, showing the Maha Mantra, teaching the Maha Mantra with a lot of people. So it was very, very nice. Krishna is so kind that he would do everything to take all the jivas back to home, and we just need to be able to be his instrument.
All glories to thee, Shri Krishna sankirtana, Parami Jayate, Shri Krishna sankirtana. All glories to thee, Shri Krishna sankirtana, Parami Jayate, Shri Krishna sankirtana.
The aim of our life is to serve the Lord. We can only do it by serving our spiritual master, and by doing that we always remember our constitution position, and it will also help us to invoke the Krishna mercy, and this way we can help other and bring other close to Krishna.
We're trying to give everybody a chance to do devotional service, and including ourselves. This is what our lives are meant for. And I saw this in an exchange I had with one lady I met in Nelson. She had already purchased a Bhagavad Gita from someone recently, a few months back when she was in Wellington. And she said, I already have this beautiful book, but actually I wasn't able to pay the full donation or contribution for it, so I've been waiting for another opportunity to be able to pay it back, to pay more for this book, because I think it's so beautiful. So she gave another donation, and I could see how, because of her sincerity, Krishna was giving her another opportunity to do devotional service.
I tried to work for 4 days, and then the 5th and the 6th day went out for the marathon. When I was on the streets, I could get a glimpse of experience of how this can be purifying in such a way that I can question my motives, whether this is for my pleasure or for Krishna and the pure devotees' pleasure.
I definitely got to see miracles happen with an increase in new people coming to Bhakti Lounge, especially to see His Holiness Devamrita Swami talk on the end of year party. That was such an amazing night, so many fresh faces, and seeing how amazing all the devotees are for doing this service every single day. I feel so extra grateful that we have Bhakti Lounge as a place for new people to come and actually make friends with devotees, and that's where I see miracles happening, is that devotees get the chance to make friends with people and both benefit, to see how someone naturally comes back to their constitutional position of trying to serve Krishna and gets a real taste from reading Srila Prabhupada's books.